Welcome back to the Fathers of Mercy here in Auburn, Kentucky. And today we're going to talk about incense that is used at the Mass and its deep symbolism. Now, the symbolism of incense is actually very scriptural, and it's supposed to be a visual symbol, a visual aid. Because when incense is used, it creates a cloud. And in the scriptures, in the Old Testament and in the New, the presence of a cloud was actually a sign of the presence of God. So in the Old Testament, on Mount Sinai, when the Israelites first leave Egypt, they come to Mount Sinai, and with this mountain, which is supposed to be where God was residing, there is a cloud that settles on, and it's supposed to be the sign of God. And when the Israelites create the tabernacle and the tent of meeting that Moses goes into, that cloud leaves Mount Sinai and it comes to rest in that meeting tent. And whenever Moses would go in to speak to God, that cloud would come down from the heavens and rest there. And so the cloud was always a symbol of God's presence. Now fast forward to the New Testament, at the Transfiguration. When our Lord is transfigured, we are told that when God the Father speaks, a cloud comes down to rest upon that place. And so, once again, the symbol of a cloud is the symbol of God's presence being there. Now at Mass, when we use incense, we use it to designate those sacred times and those sacred things, right? And so there is this creation of a cloud. When we incense the Blessed Sacrament, for example, the Eucharist, or the Gospel, or the priest, or the people, although each of these different realities has a different presence of God, right? So the Eucharist has God himself truly present. The Gospel, God's presence in the Word. And then in the priest, God's present in his priesthood, in the character that he has received. And then in the people, God's presence as created in his image and his children. The cloud that is created is supposed to be a symbolism of God's presence here and there. Now also, in addition to this, the Levites in the Temple of Jerusalem would offer incense to God twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. So the use of incense has a very long history in relationship to God and the offering of incense to God. Because, again, that cloud and incense, when it burns, it rises up to heaven, it rises to God. Just like, smoking pipe tobacco. So that symbolism is very important when we come to Mass. And that's why incense is used at the Mass. It's because it's supposed to designate, one, the presence of God there through that image of a cloud, but then two, as that smoke rises, it's rising to God and it's being offered to God. So hopefully this gives us a deeper understanding and appreciation for the incense that is used at Mass. Dominus Vobiscum, bendicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.